All right, welcome to the Sunday market breakdown. Out on the balcony tonight. It is absolutely beautiful weather. Temperatures really dropped here in Dubai, so makes for being outside rather pleasant. And it's also UAE National Day, so there's a lot of noise going on in the background. But I thought, why not get out here and run through the charts with you guys. Hope you've all had a good week. For those of you that don't know, my name is James. I am a Forex trader, and yeah, I do these Sunday market breakdowns every single week, detailing the trades that I took during the week, explaining why I took them, how I managed them, and yeah, I guess that's kind of the whole spiel, really. I've been doing this now for the last 22 or 23 weeks. Quite a few weeks in a row, and what I really hope people get out of this stuff is my main message, which is all about consistency. If you want to be successful in trading, the only way you're going to make it long term is if you're consistent with your approach and the things that you do week in, week out. If you're just going to be here hoping for a quick win, and you think that maybe you can just watch a few of my videos and trade, as well as I can, it's just not going to happen. But if you're realistic about what trading is, if you're respectful of the markets, if you're respectful of the trade itself, the industry, and what it takes to become successful, then your expectations should be set at a level whereby you are in this for the long game. And if that's you, I can guarantee you that you will make it to the other side. The biggest reason people fail at trading is because they quit. They quit too soon because the pain of whatever it is that's happened to them is just too high. There's a fundamental, well, put it this way, it's no surprise to me that so many people never actually make it as a successful trader, because I know personally what it takes. It's something that is incredibly hard to wait for, but once you realize that you are the problem, that's when you can kind of get out of your own way and start making really, really fast progress with this stuff. But the problem of getting to the point where you actually make the fast progress is, it's problematic because you are in the way. So anyway, what do I want to do right now? What I want to do right now is I want to share with you the trades that I've taken this week. I want to explain a bit about how I trade, go over the basics, even for those of you that have, you've been around for a while, you've seen my videos, you've seen me do these breakdowns before, but repetition is key. It's also key in trading. You would not believe the amount of times that I see grown men who've agreed that they're going to stick to their rules this week, not do anything stupid, then go and break their rules and do something stupid. Not to put a downer on it, but, it's just this is what happens in trading. For some reason, that's what we do. Myself included, by the way. This is not me having a go at people that are having a crack at this. It's this is what we're up against. It's this this problematic dance that we do, where we commit to doing one thing and we do completely the opposite because we saw something in the market, or I don't know, we haven't had a trade for 3 days, so screw it. Let's take this next one that's not even a real setup. These are things that people are doing, and you really just got to stop. Quick look at the comments. We've got UG. Hey, UG. UG's one of the... UG's here like every week. He's been here every week since August, I think, which is kind of like when I started all this stuff. So he's making really good progress, but also you won't mind me telling you that also not completely immune to some of the stupidity that that washes over us in the early phases of learning to trade. All totally normal, but made huge progress so far. Lubomir, hello, good evening. Burrito99. I still don't know who you are in the school community, but I see you here showing up each week, so I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, that's part of being a successful trader. Just being on these calls. Look, guys, me doing these calls improves my trading, right? It keeps it front of mind for me. I'm going over my trades, not just in my own personal time, but I'm then going over them again with you guys. That can only make me better myself. You know, you are never the finished product as a trader. The work never stops. You just keep on going. You keep on keeping on and trying to improve each week. I made a post in the community that I run. So we've got this YouTube channel. This is where I pretend that I'm a YouTuber. One day I'll be extremely successful with millions of views, and I'll be able to retire from trading and live off my Google AdSense revenue. These are my hopes and dreams for the future. But no, in all seriousness, I run a school community. It's 100% free to join. I'm just trying to find out how I switch to it right now. Give me a sec. I'm a professional. Professional YouTubing is what I do. Just a sec. All right, here we go. There we go. Right, so this is school. This is school.com/leveledfx. You can find this in the link below, or sort of the description box below. You'll find the link. I'll get my words right. So here you can come and kind of learn exactly how I trade. I think there's some really good content in here. I think partly the problem is that I don't charge any money for it, which was kind of the point. But I would really like to see more people realize just how much value there is here and implement it and stick with this long term. I don't know how long it would take you to, become profitable. The minute you think that you've become profitable, you need to then take the last 6 months and see, have you been consistent with that profitability? So it's not really something that you just decide one day that you're profitable. It's just something that you just wake up all of a sudden. You're like, well, I guess this is it. I've been profitably trading now for the last year. Maybe I can transition from whatever it is I do for my income into this. But trading is all about psychology, which is said a lot, I know. But the reason I'm saying it again now is because, take this. This is probably the best example I can give. Is I got a question once upon a time. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I like to use this as an example because I think it's perfect. If you're so good at trading, James, why don't you just double your risk for the next month? Just double your lot size. You've been showing almost 100% wins on YouTube, for the last however long. I think I had a loss 2 weeks back on pound yen. But yeah, well, it's a great question, right? If you're so good, you have such a high hit rate, James. Why don't you just increase the lot size that you take in your positions? Well, that is a very obvious thing that I could do to make more money if I wanted to make more money. Well, who doesn't want to make more money? That should be the goal, right? But it's very different in trading. The goal when you start the day and you do your planning, I'm not looking at the market to think how much money can I make today, right? I don't think enough people talk about this because it's fundamental to, I think, your success as a trader. And you could probably get off this now. Let me just go back. Zoom to me. Look, camera one, back to me. There we go. So, yeah, as somebody that's been trading profitably for over 3 years, 5 years, about 18 months for just absolute hell. But I can go into that another time. I think I've spoken about it loads on the channel already. But trading is not about going after the money. It's about trading what you see in the market. And the money is really just a byproduct. So psychology around this, why wouldn't I just double my lot size? Well, because it would probably scare the shit out of me, right? I don't want to do that because what I'm doing right now works. And yeah, that's my answer. I know that I'm well risk managed. Therefore, each trade is almost meaningless to me. But the trades stacked up over time, and when they're all combined together, by the end of the week, the month, the year, it's a lot of money, right? But at the time, we're not going, okay, this trade, this is the one. So that's really quite fundamental. Sorry, there's a flag flapping above me. Again, it's UAE National Day, so that's what's going on. Before I move on from this topic, we've got a comment from Chanad. Have a confession to make. I only take trades with level on ATR or outside. Don't even think of it as a strong move to the level. 60 pips stop loss, 20 pips first APS, a bit more brave 2 APS, hit rate around 90%. Right. I don't know what kind of a confession that is, Chanad. It's just you're telling everyone that you're a disciplined trader, you follow your rules, and therefore you have a very high hit rate. Like, that does not surprise me. Well done. But you're someone who's also grasped the concept very well. Janet is a member of the school community that we were just looking at there. So this is school.com/leveledfx. In here, there is a classroom where you can go to. If you know nothing about trading, you've never traded before, you can go through the Start Here course. I talk about myself a little bit, my own journey, just to help you understand where I'm coming from in that one, and also get you up to speed on the basics. And then we go into how I actually trade, which is the leveled masterclass. So there's 7 lessons in here that you can go and watch, 100% free, nothing to buy, just keep your money, put the hours in, and you will become a successful trader. So why do you do this, James, if it's free? It's a very good question. I will be asking myself more about that towards the end of the year, trust me. But for now, everything is completely free. And I do this to see if I can actually help people. I think that how I trade is incredibly simple. And the reason I do it that way is because that's what I needed to become successful as a trader. And that's what I think is most teachable to other people. And I like to hear the success stories. You know, when someone tells me they passed their challenge or that they've had a really good trading week, I love it. And so this is the post I made earlier today, which I wanted to just cover off now. So big thing is, I wanted to announce the fact that I was doing this YouTube live. But one of the things that I mentioned in here was, if you want to improve your trading like never before, do this, right? During the week, plan your trades and then execute your trades. That's it. That's all you should be doing during the week. And then on the weekend, that's when you do your thinking. So, apart from when you're planning your trades in the morning during the week, don't know if you guys can hear that in the background. It's like some kind of games going on in the Central Park here for the UAE National Day. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Such good weather out here. So, and then on the weekend, that's when you review your trades. And then what I ask people to do is write down 1 to 3 things that the market taught you this week. Right? The market is your teacher. It's not like some BS that people say. Like, the market is here to be respected. It is here as the teacher, and it will humble you without a second thought when the time comes and when you need that humility. Next thing is to write down 1 to 3 things you did well during the week. You know, credit where credit's due. Which things are you actually making progress on? Like, what are you proud of that you did this week? And then the 4th thing is write down 1 thing that you're going to work on this week. So what's the 1 thing that if you could make a big jump of improvement on, what would that be, and how would that affect your upcoming week? Sometimes it can be the same thing every single week because you're just like knocking the stupidity out of yourself. You know, like, this is something that will happen over and over again. But being aware of it and actually working on it each week. Like, let's say the problem is I get out of trades too early. So you're entering positions. It's great. You're following the strategy, the leveled approach that I teach in leveled effects. But you're getting out after you go into profit by like 10 pips or something, you know. That's a problem because you're going to take your losses to the full stop loss, right? But if you're not capitalizing on your winners, and I don't take huge winners anyway, right? So, which you'll see when I review my trades from this week. I don't stay in trades for a really long time, and I'm not looking for 100 pips off of every move, and I'm also most of the time trading, if not a 1-to-1 risk reward, it's quite often negative risk reward, right? I don't care about risk reward because I have a high hit rate. So, if I have a losing trade every few weeks, well, in that time I've probably had 15 to 20 winning trades, so I really don't care. But yeah, that's how I trade, and that's the approach that I take because of this. The psychology behind trading is probably more important than the actual trading strategy itself. Okay, like how you how you are mentally going into a trade. Like if you're confident and you're just executing because this is a planned trade from the morning, you can be doing other stuff in your day. So the way I trade is I set pending orders at levels that would be interesting for me during that day. I'm looking for a strong move into the level, and I'm going to ride the pullback. Price also needs to be overextended, meaning it has traveled a very long way from the start to the most extended point of the day, measured by average true range, which we can go into in a second. But when this happens, you just execute. There's no thinking about it. There's no second guessing. You just execute. There's also a trading view alert that will go off before my pending order. The only reason I set this is so that I can actually look at the market just before my pending order triggers. It gives me one last chance to work out what the market driver is. So in the morning when I do my analysis, when I'm planning my trades for the day, I don't know what's actually going to happen. I might have an indication, and I will always write down my expectations. My expectations will always come from what I see on the economic calendar. So if there's no data coming up, so no news today on any currency pair, which we've had a lot from the previous, 3 or 4 Mondays, then I'm going to expect very subdued conditions. So if price manages to travel a very long way on a given currency pair, I'm going to be looking at what it is that's helped it get there. You know, if it's pound Swiss, for example, and pound is just rocketing up, like what's going on? Have we got pound strength coming here? Is pound the driver? How do I know? I'll go and look at the other pound pairs and see if pound pairs are all on the up. If they're not, then it's not a pound move, right? So then I'll go and look at the Swiss franc. I'll be like, okay, maybe it's the Swiss franc. It's weakening. So the pound is strengthening against the weakness of the Swiss franc. Makes sense? One goes down, the other has to go up. And so, lo and behold, you go through all the Swiss pairs, and all the Swiss pairs are dropping. Okay, we've got Swiss weakness across the board. That's what's driving price. Let's look at dollar Swiss, being the major pair for the Swiss franc. All forex major pairs are the dollar pairing. So pound dollar, euro dollar, New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, dollar CAD, dollar Swiss. Right? These are the daddies. These are the things that I'll then go to look to for when they're going to actually hit a level. And if they all are looking like they're going to hit a level at the same time, because this is how the market works, it's beautiful, it's very predictable, then I'm going to be interested in taking that trade setup, right? That's why I've got the trading view notification, so I can go and look around and find out what the market driver is. So I'm going to increase my edge even more by not stepping in front of something that could just go on forever and ever and ever. You know, there may be some crazy news that's come out. I want to understand why price is moving in a strong direction, and why it's going to be overextended. Often it's all good, and I just let the pending order trigger. The reason I set the pending order first is because if I get an alert go off on TradingView, the last thing I want to be doing is scrapping around, like entering in the trade, the limit order, like the what's the word I'm looking for here? The entry that I want, setting my stop loss, all this stuff. Like I don't want to be doing that in the moment. It's going to be too emotional. It's going to be too much going on. So this way, I just get to decide, yep, everything's good. I do nothing. Just let the pending order trigger, or I just cancel the pending order. So it's just one thing, like X, done, right? Anyway, that's me. That's me rambling on about stuff. Guys, let me know in the comments if any of this stuff is interesting to you. I don't know, like, what it is you want to hear or you want to know. So use the fact that this is live to ask me questions if you have any. Because, this is the time to get the feedback. I also want to understand if you're struggling with something, let me know what it is, because I can create stuff to help you. As long as you're tracking everything that you do in your trading, everything is fixable. Let me tell you this. I was the worst trader ever to have walked the planet. That was me. I had every single problem. I made every single mistake you can possibly make as a trader. I entered trades too soon. I exited too early. I took too many trades. I took trades that weren't part of my plan. This was my big eureka moment. If I just took trades that were part of my plan, guess what? I'd be profitable. Wow. That was right before quitting. Right? So if you're at a point where you feel like quitting and this is just too difficult, you are correct. It is quite difficult. And there are other ways. If you just want to make money, there are other ways to make money. But trading is the hardest way to make easy money. Like, you will make easy money once you acquire the skill of trading, but you've got to get to that point. All right. Chanad says, I did the other way round. Alert triggers, then pending order, but it is more simple that way. Thank you. Yes, it is a lot more simple that way. We've had people in the group before that were driving at the time. The alert goes off on TradingView. They forgot to take their glasses with them that day, and they ended up entering 30 lots on a position that they wanted to add 3 lots on. So that also happens. No names, but this is happening to people. So yeah, do it where you set the pending order first. And look, if you're going to set a bunch of pending orders, one thing that might come up for you is a lot of the guys in the community understand that if something is setting up on euro yen, for example, or let's say I had a trade this week on dollar yen, I should have taken Aussie yen. That was the best one, but you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's just, it worked out, but it could have been a lot less. Could have been a lot less faffing about. But yeah, when you've got price moving in a strong direction to one of your levels, quite often all the other pairs will be moving as well. So you might be looking at dollar yen, Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, euro yen. You don't want to put pending orders for every single one of these. And if you do, you need to remember that you've done that. Otherwise, all of them are going to trigger at the same time, and you're going to end up being like, you know, 5 times deeper into a trade than you actually want to be. And it's going to be too emotional, too stressful, because you are over risked at that point. If it goes in your favor, great. But the idea is that you keep the risk the same. You use the fact that all the other yen pairs are in alignment and use them as a confluence, not the fact that you should take every single one, right? So that's the only caveat that I would add to that. Janad also says, so simple, somehow never thought of it. Then delete the pending orders at the end of the day because ATR moves. Yeah, and I also clear my pending orders at the end of the day. Unless they are hundreds of pips away, I will always clear my pending orders so I can go to sleep with peace of mind that I'm not going to be entering any positions whilst I'm watching the back of my eyelids. So, let's have a look, shall we? Let me know at any point if you guys have any questions. We will get into it. Notion, that's what I use for my tracking. Show you guys my screen. Here we go. Look at this. It's uber professional. Sunday market breakdown, 1st of December. What we'll be covering, the meat of it, and then I've got a steak emoji. Brilliant. Just brilliant. We're looking at the trades I've taken this week, why I took them, Q&A, which is always far too light for my liking. I think, like, guys, I don't know why you don't have more questions. They don't have to be about the strategy. I mean, they can, or my approach, they can be about, like, why do I keep doing stupid things? We can get into that. There's always a reason for everything. And then we're going to check the economic calendar because I like to do a quick look at the week ahead so we know what's coming up. And if we know what's coming up, we can have an expectation for the week. And with that, we can plan our trades accordingly. So like I said earlier in the community, we've got 7 trades on the board. I think it's 7 trades for this week, yeah. Euro CAD, Euro Aussie, Dollar Yen, Euro Aussie again on Wednesday, Euro CAD again on Wednesday, New Zealand CAD on Friday, and Euro Yen long on the Friday to finish off the week. So I'll go through the trades real quick now. So we've got Euro CAD on Monday. Let's jump straight to it without wasting any time. We're already 25 minutes into this. Also, guys, let me know, like, what's more interesting for you, like seeing the trades that I've taken this week or listening to me ramble on about why nobody can trade, what it takes to be successful as a trader. Because I think both are valuable. I would want to see both if I was somebody in a position where I'm starting out. But you tell me, like, what's good? Right, so EuroCAD. Got any questions coming in? Both, UG. All right, cool. So I'll keep rambling and I'll keep showing the trades. So real simple trade, guys. I use the 4-hour candle body close for my levels, so I draw them on. You can see, like, level, 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 and then when price is below, the level becomes the opposite side, level, I'm not going to show you all the way over there. You get the idea. It's a 4-hour candle body close. If it doesn't make sense, go join school.com/leveledeffects. Link is in the description. I go all over this. I go over all of this, not all over this. That'd be weird. I go over all of this in the masterclass, which is 100% free. You can go check it out. No charge. I will not try to sell you a thing, I promise. So yeah, anyway, going back to it. So what I'm looking for is a strong move in to the level, meaning price has to move a long way in the day. Now we've got this thing over here called average true range. Switch it off, switch it on, switch it off, switch it on, switch it off, switch it on. So you can see it flashing on my screen, right? That is the average true range. Average true range takes the average range that price has moved in the last 20 days. And it is relative to the currency pair that you're looking at. So Euro CAD, it will show you for Euro CAD. Euro Aussie, Euro dollar will show you for Euro dollar, etc., etc. That is how it works. So why do I look at that? I look at average true range because I wanted to use it as an indicator to know that price is overextended. If price has gone a really long way in one direction in a given day and the move has been strong, we can expect a pullback. So now it makes it predictable. So that pullback will likely happen once we hit a level. And that's the 4-hour candle body close that I'm looking to do. Sometimes I'll refine them to the 1 hour. I will show you that on my dollar yen trade. I think I refined to the 1 hour this week. Got a random arrow on the chart here. But yeah, what I wanted to show you this with Euro CAD. We'll do this on just this one because it'll make more sense than all the stuff moving forward. So imagine my day, right? In the morning, this is how we open. So when I come to the charts, we're somewhere around here. This is the 4-hour chart. I do not trade the lower time frames. Don't talk to me about trading the 15, the 5, the 2, the 1, the 30-second, the 1-second chart. Like, what are you? Like, a crackhead? Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, trading the 1-minute chart or a 5-minute chart. Like, do you want to have a heart attack? Like, yeah, it's for the hardcores. Like, it's for the scalpers, which I also don't have anything against. It's just not something I want to do with my time. I don't want to replace a job with an even worse job, which is to stare at the charts all day. And it's also incredibly stressful, and I just don't want that. So anyway, this is what I'm looking at the beginning of the day. So I'm saying to myself, well, look, if we drop down here, I might be interested in a buy because we'd be kind of getting closer to average true range, but not as good as if we got all the way up here today, which would be really close to average true range and the 4-hour candle body close. Now, you have to understand where we are positioned on the chart with this. This is not an incredibly strong level, okay? This would be a stronger level because on the higher time frame, we've actually had a swing down from there, right? You can see that, right? This is where we actually pulled back to, and then we swung down. Where I'm targeting, here, there was an interaction, but it wasn't anything significant. Okay, but what will make it significant is how we get there. So how we got there is a strong move in. I didn't know this was going to happen, all right? I didn't know it, but I told myself in the morning, if it does happen, I take the trade, okay? So if we drop down the time frame, only for the sake of seeing like how price got there, and then we play the market forward, you'll see that we had a nice strong move in around the 1 p.m., so the US Open, this was around, and boom, we tagged the level, we pinned ATR, and then we started to get our pullback, and then we got it. We were in the trade for about 3 hours, something like that. My target was the previous level that I took last week. And again, same thing, guys. Look, it was a level, strong move in. Price came back up. That's it. Like, this is not difficult, okay? It's like you throw the ball in the hole. This is basketball, okay? This is the same with trading. You wait for the strong move and for price to be overextended, and you take the trade. The problem is, when you miss in basketball, there's less fear involved, right? But when you miss in trading and there's financial risk on the table, that's quite loud down there. When there's financial risk on the table, we get all this other weird stuff coming up, like emotions. I suppose in basketball, if you're an NBA player and it's like, I don't know, some kind of, I don't know much about basketball, to be honest, some kind of like big game where if you lose, you know, everything is on the table here, your career is over, and it comes down to you taking that shot, then yeah, of course, if you're going to miss and everyone's watching you, there's a lot of pressure on you to make that work. So I guess that could be similar to trading. But we get all emotional about one loss on trading, because we'll often have a win, another win, and another win, and then we have that little voice in our head that goes, hey, next one, why don't you, let's jack up the price, right? Let's increase the lot size that we're going on. And I know there's plenty of you watching right now that have had that little voice in their head, and you've done that. And then that's always the one that burns you. And when you get burnt, it feels awful. And you want to quit. And you're like, damn it, I told you, this trading stuff, it doesn't work. But the problem was you. I'm not doing that, right? I'm not doing that. And things are good, let me tell you. Okay? So I can tell you right now, if you just stop doing the stupid stuff and follow the plan and be consistent, that's all you need to do. There's nothing else to it, right? You have to have a keen interest in the market. So you're actually interested in like how it moves, what moves it. This is what's going to give you a better edge as a trader. Do you need to do that? No. But will you? Yes, because this is going to be potentially something you do as an income in the future, right? So why would you not take an interest in it? Anyway, hopefully everybody can see that that was the reason for the trade. So that's my entry criteria. My exit criteria, just on this real quick, is taking profits where I think price is going to struggle first. This is usually the last consolidation before the move in on price. Now here, the last consolidation was kind of here, right? But there was also a level just above that that was from this guy here where we pulled back up and then we had the move away. So that was, because we had a level there, I thought price would be resistant to it. And so I had my profit target just above that, which it pinned almost perfectly, and then went back the other way. And I had this exact same thing happen the other way down. Look, so here, price moved in. I took a direction. I took a trade in the opposite direction, right? It took a little bit of time for this one to play out, but as soon as we hit that level up here, price shot back the other way, which would have been a losing trade for me if I was somebody that wanted to hold on to my trade. Like, no, it's going to do 100 pips, 200 pips, 300 pips, right? That is not how I trade, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm getting into the trade. Also, I have a very big stop loss. My stop loss is not for the trading opportunity that I'm trading at that moment. It's to protect my account. I like to give my trades lots of room to breathe in case of any drawdown. Some pairs will have more drawdown than others, but I know which ones they are because I've been doing it for long enough and tracking the data. That's all you need to do. If you join Leveled Effects, you jump in the school community, which is 100% free. I actually have my trade tracker template, which you can get. It's just in Google Sheets. It's what I use. That's it. Okay. For my reviewing, I use Notion, but it's just a note-taking kind of. Well, it's more than a note-taking app, but it's not fair to Notion. So yeah. Anyway, you've got to track everything that you're doing. So in order to understand like which pairs move in which way. And in the beginning, you're not going to know anything. But give it 6 months and you'll be making huge progress, I'll tell you that. Right, so anyway, that was EuroCAD, the first one on Monday. That was the only trade I had on Monday. I've also had an incredibly busy week, let me tell you that. So I've had a really busy week where I haven't really been on the screen at all during the day. If I have been at my computer, it's been doing other things. I've been with other people, not my usual kind of like just checking in with the charts every few hours, but just completely relying on my morning analysis and then for TradingView to ping me when stuff's happening. That's it. Euro Aussie on the Tuesday. Let's take a look at this one. So this guy over here. It would have been, yes, Tuesday the 26th. Here it is, guys. Look, we've got ATR on the chart. Boom, boom, boom. You can see it flashing. We've got a level up here. Let's go back up to the 4 hour because I'm still on the 1 hour from showing you that from before. Let me just... It's just skewed me around. Look at all these trades I've had on Euro Aussie. Hey? It's been good. It's been good to me. Right, I'm doing this one-handed. I'm holding the microphone with the other one. But look, anyway, guys, what I wanted to show you, 4 hour level, right? There's nothing that significant about this level. So don't go, James, but it's not a daily level or a weekly level. Yes, I know, but it's a level. The reason it became significant was because of the move in and price being overextended. So we did tag it, There was a bit of drawdown, as you can see here on the wick, which meant I had to watch my balance go negative. And when you start trading the bigger numbers, it's also big red numbers too, as well as green numbers. So you have to be able to withstand that. My stop loss is nowhere near this, all right? I know that we're not going to come all the way up here because there's nothing in the market that's suggesting to me that that's going to happen. But I am not going to just like leave my stop super tight only to know that this will pull back. This is going to pull back. So I'm not going to go in there with a tight stop loss. Anybody that with a tight stop loss is just unhappy and dissatisfied with the amount that they're going to make on a trade. That is why you have a tight stop loss. It's not about how much you're going to lose. I do not take any trade thinking that I could be wrong. I do not do that, right? Which I don't know if that's surprising to you or not. Maybe to some of you it is. But why would you take a trade if you didn't think it was going to work? Like, it's ridiculous. So I get into every trade going, yes, I understand this move completely. We had a strong move in on the euro, and it's going to pull back from the level. So that was it. So if we drop down the time frames, you can rewind price. You can see this a bit better. There it is. We already had one move up into it and then a move away. That was also a level, by the way. And we just got there and we weren't overextended. So when price pulled back and then came all the way back to be overextended, I was like, okay, here we go. I'll have some of that. And we had a strong move in. Again, this was on the 2 p.m. candle. We started making a move on the 1. But on the 2 p.m. candle, we made a real move into the level, and then we got our pullback. Jeez, something noisy down there. So yeah, that was the Euro Aussie trade. Hopefully that makes sense. So guys, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to jump in. Chanad says, to avoid stupidity, I only check on a trade twice. Once when the order is triggered to check if the APS is realistic. Good. I would. Yep, I'm behind you on that, Chanad. That's a great thing to do. Then when APS is hit, I set the 2 APS runner to 0 risk. For me, it works. Yeah, I think that's okay. The only thing I would say on that is I actually like to leave a bit of risk on the table. So what Chanad is referring to there, if you're not familiar with me or how I trade, entry on my chart is E1. 1 APS stands for the first area of potential struggle. This is where I think price is going to struggle. And the reason I think it's going to struggle here is because it's the top of these wicks. Think of like when price comes back into an area, it's like coming into traffic, okay? So when you hit traffic, things are going to slow down. And they could turn you around and push you back the other way, okay? Or price could continue. I'm not here to gamble or take that risk. I know, I've done the numbers. Oh, but James, what happens if you hold all your trades to the second area of potential struggle? Well, I can tell you, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me up here. Mostly, it doesn't work for me up here. I like to know that my first area of potential struggle got hit. If that gets hit, then I've got a very high hit rate. And therefore, that's why I'm pretty good about everything that I do in trading, because I see that I'm right a lot, okay? The worst thing you can do is be right about your entry and then completely mess up the management because you wanted to hold for too long, and then price comes back on you the other way. A great way to check to sense check this, which is kind of what Chanad was saying there in the comments, is to think about the move in as a percentage. So the move in this case, you could draw a Fibonacci, right? And don't worry, it's just a tool that shows you percentages. Okay, so the lines it puts on the chart, the classic ones, the 23, the 38, the 50, the 61, and the 78. Okay, the ones I look at, the 38 and the 50. So realistically, is price gonna? So from the move in, which started here and moved up here, right? Because we had a big pullback there, but then we had a move in, bit of a consolidation, and then another move in to be overextended and hit the level. So is it realistic to set your take profit here, right? Well, of course not, because price would have to retrace the whole move. Now, does it mean price won't get here again? No, it doesn't, right? But we're day trading. We're not swing trading. So I'm not waiting for price to get back down here again. I want to lock in my profits when it's time to lock in the profits, okay? So you can always sense check with the Fibonacci tool in percentages. So is price likely to pull back more than 38? Probably not quickly anyway. So I always like to use that just to make sure that the target that I've got isn't something ridiculous that's just not going to work. So that was the second trade of the week. That was also on the Tuesday. That was the only trade. So I wanted to say the only trade I took that day. Then Wednesday, we had a whole bunch of trades. We had 3 trades. Okay, dollar yen took me in the morning. Let me show you this one. This is one of those ones where it reminds me of like times when I first started out trading, and I had a bit of difficulty like knowing when to get out of the trade. So with this, let's go back to the 4 hour so we can see what we're looking at. Where is this? Okay, so look. This is a really nice 4 hour level over here. Okay, it's from the 5th of November, so it's fairly recent. But look at the move we had off it. We moved into it and then bam, straight up. Okay, so it's a strong level to me. Strong enough. Anyway, if we zoomed out, like this is significant. It's visible on the daily level. I think it is a daily level. And the way we've moved in here is fairly strong, right? Probably not as strong as the move away, but how we got in was fairly strong. So I decided that's a great place to take an entry. The only thing I did do is I refined it to the 1 hour because of the wick on this. The wick was actually quite large. This is a yen pair. So yen pairs tend to have longer wicks, or the price moves a lot more on the yen pair. So anyway, I refined it to the 1 hour. What does that mean? It just means I dropped down to the 1 hour chart, and I refined it. You can see here on this thinner line to the candle body close on the 1 hour instead of just the 1 hour. The 4 hour candle body close. Okay, I've completely lost my place. Let's go back. So that's it. So this level instead of this level. It means I'm waiting a little bit longer to get involved. Meaning I'll get a better entry, and if it misses me, it misses me. So anyway, price came in. Let's go down to the lower time frame here, then we can really drill into this one. Okay, come on, show me what I want to see. Okay, so this was it here. So as you can see, price moved in, bam, tagged the 1 hour perfectly, came all the way up and hit the take profit pretty much within the hour, I think it was, right? But the reason this one reminds me of like stuff that I would have got into, I don't know, a few years ago, I would have been waiting a lot longer for price to go further on this one. But because this was literally the first area of potential struggle here, that's where I decided to get out. Okay, where price had like an interaction, the last one before the move in, that's where I decided to cut it. Okay. And at the same time, I also had a backup entry, just a little bit lower, that I was willing to take if price got there. I could have taken this as a second trade, to be honest, and then pulled back up, but I didn't need to. It was just a quick in and out, and then price continued down before then coming back up, and did actually make a bigger move off that. But that's just, I just wanted to show how I played that, because yeah, there's a lot of the times when people are just holding on for more, because they're like, oh, it's a yen pair. It's going to do more. They do at least 60, 70 pips each time. If you start thinking like that, you're not looking at the chart. You're not trading what you're seeing on the screen. You're starting to trade your opinion, right? Unless you've got like really valid data that backs all this up. But I don't think anybody that's started trading or within a year has been trading since joining this school platform or the Leveled Effects school community, you guys, there's not enough data, right, to be using right now. If you're a couple of years in, then yeah, maybe you can start bringing that in, but you've still got to trade what you see on the chart. That's all you need to do to be consistent. You don't need to start getting fancy on week 2, week 3. Like, oh, this has been working, so I'm going to start trying this now. I'm going to start trying that. Stop with that. Trading's got to be boring. It has to be boring. The actual doing of the trading is boring. What I think you should try to aim to take an interest in is like why things work a certain way. If you can work out why things work and take an interest in that, that will help you develop as a trader. But making the trading making the interesting part of trading, the trading itself, like executing in the market and watching your money, that is a terrible way to get involved. You're going to have a bad relationship with the market if you do that. So anyway, that was dollar yen. How are we doing on this now? Are we getting through these? I'm aware that time is ticking away. Hopefully you guys aren't bored. Chanad, I'm just going through these questions in order, guys. the one question before the trade. Okay, my question was going to be what is WWJD? So the one question Chanad asks himself before entering the trade is, what would James do? But it's a great question to have, because I wish more people ask themselves that question, Chanad. Like, not to be big-headed or think that I know what I'm doing. I'm still a student of the markets also. But if you are listening to me, and like, there are better traders than me, but maybe there aren't traders that were as awful as me that managed to actually make a success of it in the end. So that's where I say I feel like I'm the best because I was the worst. But of course there are better traders than me. So asking yourself what would I do is a great way to mitigate doing anything stupid. Put it that way. Yuji, I kind of noticed on the dollar yen to stay more aware for clear correlations. I mean, like, dollar index hit a level only on the backup. True. So what Yuji's referring to there is dollar yen hitting its level when the DXY also hit a level. In fact, I think that let's see if you are correct about this. I don't actually remember. Just said I had a lot going on this week. So that was the move in, and then I guess you're talking about that move there. So if we go down to the dollar index, we may see, yeah, look at that. So there's the level, right? Dollar index, overextended, hit the level, absolutely nailed it. Yuji, you are a fantastic analyst. Let's see that in your execution now, please. Okay? So, but yeah, really great point. Really great point. Yes, exactly. You know this stuff. Like, use it, man. Use it because you know. Okay? And if that's an observation you've made, that's an observation you've made. Get it written in your journal and then implement it. You know, that's all you need to be doing. This stuff is not difficult. Everybody just gets in their own way. That's it. So that was dollar yen. Anyway, Euro Aussie. Same day, different trade. I already had another trade on Euro Aussie earlier in the week. This one was this guy up here. I'm going to go to I'll show you the 4 hour quickly just so you know which level I'm looking at. So yeah, this was I believe it was a 1 hour refinement, because this was the 1 hour refinement. Because price wasn't quite overextended yet. However, we had a strong move up on this one. So that was it. Like, the refinement to the 1 hour, as you can see here. If we were to bypass this level, the next stop has to be only up here, which is a long way for price to get to in that day. The market was subdued-ish, meaning that there wasn't really any reason for us to be able to get that far up into to the next level. Therefore, this level was good enough for me to take. We were pretty much on ATR, average true range, and that was it. I held it to the first area of potential struggle and then kept a 20% runner on this one down to the next level. Okay, because I'd seen price move here and here, and basically the length of the move was kind of mirrored. Plus there was that level there. So that was Euro Aussie. Strong move in, price overextended, nothing more to it. EuroCAD short Wednesday. Also had EuroCAD earlier in the week. So sometimes you get like currency pairs that just come around and do the same thing. Or you end up trading the same pairs like all week, and then you won't trade them again for like another 2-3 months or something. Like, it's quite normal as well. So this was EuroCAD. We almost got the entry just here. We made quite a decent move away. Price was massively overextended at this point. This was actually on the Tuesday, right? So we just missed this. Came all the way back in to within the range, and then again went for it the second time. This second time I actually jumped in on it because price was overextended once again. 4 hour level, which is this bar, is the one that made me particularly interested in it. This one was the one on the Monday, Tuesday that got us all the way up there, right? And price to be overextended. We came back in on the Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, we just shot back up into it again. But what made this level interesting for me was the move in. It was a strong move in, and price was overextended, and that was it. So with this, took the trade, and then basically took my profits. Can't remember exactly. I believe it was... it was the level. yeah, this one on the 15-minute. So this guy, so last consolidation in. I don't know if you guys can see this, but here, that was the last consolidation in. So I just placed my profit target just above like the candle body close of that. So kind of like midpoint of the last consolidation, which worked out. Price did actually go on to do a bit more, but I cashed this one fully. I don't remember the reasons for cashing it fully. Some of the reasons for me cashing profits fully or leaving a runner depend on like what my bias is for the trade for this, or if I've got like other stuff going on. So I don't remember if I was in any other trades at this point. Like I said, I had 3 trades on the Wednesday, so I will look to mitigate risk by just getting out of some of them completely. So anyway, yeah, that was it. Dollar yen, Euro Aussie, Euro CAD. Wednesday, busy day. Friday, we just had New Zealand CAD and Euro yen. So these were also just pretty textbook moves. Just no thought required for this. Like, look at this. 4-hour level. Price overextended. Up into the level. We'd done the previous level before just here with a little bit of drawdown on New Zealand CAD, but went level to level. And then once again, we've hit it here. Price came into the level, pulled back straight away. Then almost went back, I think... yeah, came all the way back here, and then we closed there at the very end of the day on Friday with that. But yeah, this one was super simple trade. Nice strong move in. Price overextended. 4-hour level. Pullback. Simples, right? That's it, guys. Nothing difficult about that. The only reason you will screw that up is because of the voices in your head. That's it. And then Euro Yen long. Also on the Friday, Euro Yen. This was also a very obvious trade, guys. Look. I mean, is that not a good level? 4-hour level. Nice move in. Price overextended. Okay, the move in on this one was kind of like... I mean, it's just very, very clear. I don't know what else... What do you want from me? Like, look at this. Perfect. Pinned the level perfectly. I always go 2 pips ahead. Sometimes that misses me even, especially on a yen pair. But it's just to make sure the spread... I don't miss the trade from the spread. That's annoying. This one went level to level. I took profits here because that was the first area of potential struggle for me. We dropped down to the 15-minute. You can see that was where we last sort of had an interaction before the final move in. And that was enough for me. I think it's 45, 46 pips, something like that from memory. And yeah, that was the finisher for my week. And that was it. 7 trades, all just exactly what I teach in the masterclass in school.com/leveledeffects. Link is in the description if you want to go and check that out, if you've just found this for the first time. Everything in there is for free. The guys in the comments can contest with that. Is that the word? Can verify that it is there for the greater good. I'm not looking to benefit from you guys. Just someone show me that you can trade. That's all I want to see. Like, I just want my faith restored in humanity. I think it was Lubomir. You restored my faith today. Had an amazing week trading just currencies. Oh. The cars are talking to each other. I think they finished. No. All right, they've got that out of the system. Dubai. So yeah, Lubomir says, had an amazing week trading just currencies, which is awesome. If you would know Lubomir's story with indices and gold. So this is fantastic. This is great progress. Forgot about gold. My God, it took me a while to realize how much more reliable and relaxed currencies are compared to a wild gold. Anyway, I do appreciate all the stuff. Appreciate the kind words, Lubomir. Thank you. But yeah, I am more happy just to see the fact that you've had a realization there. It's not that you can't. It's not that people shouldn't trade gold. It's just, I don't recommend it. Again, you got to protect your psychology. All right, like you got to protect your thoughts before anything else. I say there's 3 things in trading that you need to protect: your psychology, your capital, and then the last thing is your profits. Right, in that order. So not necessarily about protection, but more about prioritization. So prioritize your psychology, then your capital, then your profits, meaning that you take trades that only you are good with, like you're okay and you feel very strongly about taking these trades. The way you do that is you build your confidence. How do you build your confidence? You build your confidence by tracking everything that you do. How do you do that? You join Leveled Effects, you go into the free course, you download the trade tracker, and you start tracking. That's it. You build your confidence in taking levels, and over time your confidence will build, and therefore you can just execute. That's it. Any questions, guys? I've been through. Look, how are we doing for this? Look, Q&A. This is the Q&A part. We're going to have a quick look at the economic calendar whilst any questions can come in. This part's usually just me reading off what's going on in the upcoming week. So this week we have non-farm payroll on the Friday. It's the first Friday of every month. So this one slid into the, because today's the first. No, today's the second. No, today is the first. Yes, today's the first. Good. So, yes, what am I doing? I'm skipping ahead. So Monday, what do we got? We actually got something on the calendar for Monday. This is the first in a while. We've got retail sales on the Aussie dollar. So we might have a bit of volatility in early doors with Aussie dollar. We've got some Chinese stuff, which I never pay any attention. Excuse me. Never really pay any attention to. Got to be a bit careful with my voice because I did lose it a couple of weeks ago. ISM manufacturing PMI on the dollar on Monday. So Monday's actually going to be fairly moving. Not much in the morning. Just as I said, like be aware of that retail sales on the Aussie dollar. But afternoon, we've got. There is a speech in the morning from Lagarde, but just be aware of it. 10 o'clock London time. I think it's London time. Yes. Just in case there is any volatility there, but the speeches I'm usually not that into. PMI on the dollar will be will get the market moving. How much I don't know, but there'll be volatility, so expect volatility. And if there are any dollar moves to be done, this will be the time when they will be done. Tuesday we've got CPI on the Swiss franc, so be aware of that. It's first thing in the morning. So just before the London Open, so be ready for that. If we see any big moves on Swiss pairs. Royal Bank of New Zealand, we've got a speech in the afternoon, not expecting too much from that, and then the rest of the day is pretty subdued. So trade the Swiss franc in the morning, and then basically when a market is subdued, you can trade the intraday levels, meaning that you can be more aggressive with your trading. So there's a time when to be aggressive and a time to be defensive, and the clearest indicator of when you should do one or the other is dependent on market conditions. Are we subdued or are we volatile? So no news, we're subdued. Volatile, we've got lots of news, like GDP on the Aussie dollar during the night. I'll be asleep at this point, so it's not going to bother me, but I'm aware of it because I don't want to be getting into any trades late on Tuesday that I get stuck in overnight knowing that I'm going into a heavy data release, right? So be aware of that. There may be some moves on Aussie dollar in the morning, and if there are, you might be able to capitalize on that move. More Chinese data with the PMI. I'll only look at that if I'm looking for answers on like something that happened in those markets, but otherwise it doesn't really affect me. We've got ADP employment change on the US dollar in the afternoon. That should move things. A speech from Lagarde. Again, so I don't know what the European Central Bank is talking about so much, but we'll look into that in the group. PMI again on the US dollar, so be aware of that. That's going to move things around 3 p.m. London. And then we've got another speech from Lagarde. I mean, it's just speaking and speaking, right? So just be aware of them for any volatility. You can set an alarm, but to me, I don't set alarms. I set alerts in TradingView. And if price starts moving on the euro, then I'll then go and remind myself on the calendar if there is anything that I've missed. And if it's a speech, then I know to go and look for what's been said. Just to understand it better. It doesn't mean you need to go and do that. But like I said, I think to be successful as a trader, you want to take an interest in why things happened. Okay, that's where you're going to find the most progress, as opposed to taking an interest just in taking trades. Like, it's not going to help you. Thursday, we've got the trade balance on the Aussie dollar. So again, a lot of through the night data releases on the Aussie dollar this week. So just be aware of that if you are getting into any trades on Wednesday, like this week. I took a Euro Aussie trade on a Wednesday. I need to be aware, am I getting out of this? I'm not going to, if I'm like not, if my profit target hasn't been hit, first area of potential struggle, I might decide I'm going to close the trade. Just because I don't want to go to sleep with the open trade, knowing that we're going into heavy data, for example. So yeah, Thursday we've got the trade balance. Retail sales on the euro in the morning. That could move something. Then a fairly subdued day moving forward. We've got jobless claims on the US dollar, or initial jobless claims. That could have some volatility around the New York Open, so just be aware of that. And then on Friday, we've got NFP, right? We've also got GDP on the euro in the morning, so let's not forget about that. That will be impactful. Consensus is 0.9 year on year, 0.4 for the quarter. So we'll see if there's any deviation there. So the market's expecting no change because these are the numbers from last time, and that's what's expected this time. So we'll see. We've also got net change in employment on the Canadian dollar and unemployment rate. But yeah, it falls under the same day as NFP. So NFP is most likely going to drown out a lot of the data or the movement from the Canadian dollar release on unemployment. We did have that last month, and it did almost nothing. So that doesn't mean it won't be something this month. But the reason, again, I go through the economic calendar is because I want you guys to be aware of what's happening so that you can plan your trades accordingly. Like, if you know that there's going to be some data on the Canadian dollar today, when you're in the morning planning your trades, you know what's going to be the driver. If your alert goes off on TradingView later in the day and you're like, wow, price got all the way to almost to my entry already, let's get ready for this trade, you know what's going to be driving price there. You're going to think, yeah, of course, we've got Canadian dollar unemployment. Something must have been really good or something must have been really bad, and price is moving. So when you understand it, you can then go and check the other Canadian dollar pairs, just confirm that they're all moving in the same direction and that it isn't, like if you're looking at Euro CAD, for example, it's not a Euro move, it's actually a CAD weakness or strength move, right? So that's why we go through it. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to flick back over here so you can look at me in this beautiful background again. And like I said, the weather here is absolutely perfect this time of the year. Summer is far too hot, but now it is great. Comments. What have we got? UG 100%. Lubomir, yeah, man. Plus $4,500 just currencies. Boom, there you go. So if you want to make $4,500 just trading currencies, join school.com/leveledfx and talk to Lubomir. He's going to sort you right out. But no, seriously, guys, this stuff works. I do not come on here each week selling you nothing and talking about trading because it doesn't work. It works, okay? So if that guy down there, he's probably a trader too. So yeah, if you are interested in joining Leveled FX and learning more about what I do and how I do it, then feel free to hit the link in the description. Go and check it out. Like I said, it's totally free, and I think it's one of the best things that you could possibly do when there's all this other confusing stuff with trading. Just remove it from your brain and trade the levels, and that's really it. So guys, if you don't have any more questions today, I'm going to wrap things up, but it's been a good one. I hope what I've shared here today has been helpful in some way. If it has, please leave a comment for me. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that helps me get to more people with this stuff that isn't garbage selling you an expensive course. And I think that's a good thing for the world. And if I can help more people and reach more people doing this stuff, then that's also a good thing. So if you could hit the like button, leave a comment. And also, if you do have a question about anything that I've shared here today, then you can also hit up the comments, and I'll try to answer you there. But the best thing you can do is join the school community, because I do actually see that and monitor it. So you can go ahead and join there. There's a link in the description, and I will see you in there. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. recharge, re-energize, get ready for the week ahead. Remember, if you don't plan, you can't take the trade. So plan the trades and execute mindlessly during the day, and then come back, do the same thing again the next day for the week, and then we review on the weekend. So anyway, guys, have a good one. Take care.